All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four winds of the earth that believe wholeheartedly in the true doctrine that's being pushed throughout the four winds of the earth, who are in hope of mercy and salvation during the time of Jacob's trouble, as well as when Yahweh Shai returns to the planet Earth. Um, this here will be, as I have this article pulled up from RT News, and it's dealing with the bill that has passed and awaiting to be signed. Well, I believe it passed the House, but then it has to go to the Senate, I believe, and then to the president's desk, which is the as they call it, anti-Semitism bill or legislation. All right. Um, Apostle Tahar has done a video on it. I was just listening to Apostle Gabar's video that he did on it regarding this bill. Okay, and it all makes sense. I'm gonna say that first. It all makes sense why they've been showing these stage protests. All right, because I've been looking at mainstream news since that Jake, I think his name was Terry Hughes or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. The Jake that killed 3 U.S. Marshals and a regular officer and injured 5 more, I believe. What the fuck? I hear a woman screaming out, help. But anyway, yeah, I had been watching the mainstream news just to see if they were gonna blast that guy's face all over the mainstream media once they put him down, and they took in custody the 2 women that was in the house with him. And I'm not social media, but mainstream media, even going to their websites, and they're not mentioning it. All right, here it is. This man has unalived 3 U.S. Marshals. All right, veterans of being U.S. Marshals, as the article state, and a regular officer, and he's injured 5 more. And I believe out of the 5, maybe 1 or 2 is still in critical condition. All right. And I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, why are they not, why is this not headline news? All right. You got 3 U.S. Marshals unalived by a so-called black man. All right. On these folks that went and served this high-risk warrant, which they claim it was a high-risk warrant. All right, but it's people coming out that say his warrant was because it had nothing to do with firearms. All right, his warrant, his felony was I forget what his felony was, forgive me, but it had nothing to do with anything violent. Okay, but he was considered a felon, so he wasn't allowed to have a firearm, as they say. All right, I mean, it's still yet information to come out on it. They really ain't speaking on that situation, but now I understand why. All right. If you haven't seen Apostle Gabar's video going in on this anti-Sim bill, he brings up capitalist conspiracy information that they were privy to going back to the 90s, all right, and how this is nothing but pressure from above and pressure from below, and indeed it is, all right. I'm talking every segment of CNN, I ain't gonna say MSNBC because I didn't really pay attention to it, but I did was on CNN, and I'm talking about for the past couple days. That's all they've shown was the protests that are happening at UCLA and at what university is that in New York? I think it's it says it here in this article. Hang on just a second, and I'm gonna read it. And as I was watching the CNN reports, you had a lot of those students, so-called students at UCLA, Columbia University in New York. Those are the main ones they were showing on CNN the past couple of nights. And it's always New York and LA, man. New York and California, all right? They're two of the biggest blue states, all right, that are, these two states basically, they're like the testing grounds for when they want things to happen nationwide, okay? But anyway, the one in UCLA, they kept saying, which all of them in this article, it says it's over 40 universities, all right, that they're at, and you have information coming out. Even they said it on CNN that you have protesters there who do not attend the college, all right. So what are they doing there, all right? They shouldn't even be on the campus, all right. If you're not on the campus of these universities for business and things of that nature, and you're causing disruption, all right, those people should automatically be arrested, all right, because they don't have any business on the campus in the first place. But we know that this is Esau Edom with his pressure from above and pressure from below, and voila, he squeezed and popped out some legislation that's going to limit your freedom of speech, and you can't even talk about these small hatters, all right? And this article is going to give you a little more about what the bill entails. But also, this lady, which her name is Marjorie Taylor Greene, all right? She's basically trying to counter it with basically saying that the Jews have committed anti-Semitism by killing who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ, all right? So we're in the world of a whole shit show in front of us, all right? But the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has given us our wits. He has given us the eye salve to see, all right? And we can see through all the bullshit, all right? We can see through all of it. Matter of fact, we're going to get that real quick, because without the eye salve, we wouldn't see what the hell Esau is doing, all right? And what he's doing is, setting it up so that he can come against the Israelites. That's point blank what it is. Going back to 2018, in a meeting of the Israeli, I forget the lady's name, but it was a meeting, and people were speaking about it last year, year before, how this woman in this Israeli government meeting basically said that the biggest problem that the Israelis have is the youth of Black America, the Black community, the youth of the Black community. And we're not the ones who crossed that goddamn border and killed your people. Okay? We're not dropping bombs on nobody. The so-called Black community, all right? But the reason we're that problem, all right, is because we are exposing these damn devils, and we're proclaiming that we are the Lord's people. We're the Jews, all right? Okay? And all the history and facts prove it. Okay? It's just like Elder Malcolm says, it's amazing how these devils will go to the lengths to try to cover up the truth. But you can't cover up the truth, all right? Now let's read this here in the book of Revelation, 3rd chapter, in the 18th verse. All right, the key point is the last line, but let's read. It says, I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. Okay? And that's, before we were woken up. Right before the Lord opened our eyes to this knowledge, we were all out here walking naked. All right? Now here's the point. And anoint thine eyes with eye salve that thou mayest see. And the Lord has anointed our eyes with this spiritual eye salve that we can see everything that is going on, everything that this devil is doing. All right? We can actually predict his next move. All right? Now, once they get this bill signed, don't be surprised if you start seeing small hatters just show up walking by camps. All right? They start coming out, out of the woodworks and just being around and shit, and waiting, antagonizing for you to say something to them, okay? But like Apostle Tahar's video, don't say nothing to these small hatters. You know what I'm saying? We moving with wisdom out here. Yahweh Shai told us, be ye wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay? It don't matter what these devils do in these last days, man. The truth is tearing their ass up. And this is why they're passing these different bogus ass laws to try to cover up the truth. Okay? Matter of fact, we're going to get that in the book of 1st Ezra real quick. And then we'll go to the article, right? Let's get that here in 1st Ezra. Okay, because the truth is always going to surface. And that's what this devil is mostly afraid of. Okay, we're going to read... we're going to read 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter. And we're going to start at bear with me a second. Let's see where I want to start. Okay, here we go. We'll start at verse 33. It says, then the king and the princes looked one upon another, so he began to speak of the truth. All right? Okay, the verses prior to this, he was speaking about how powerful a woman is. But now Zerubbabel is speaking about the truth. All right? It says, O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven. Swift is the sun in his course, for he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth and stronger than all things. All right, and that's what's tearing this man down. All right, the scriptures speak about uh, uh, breaking the strongholds. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Okay, because the strongholds that this man has put over the world are his lies. Okay, I remember the apostles had that was their page. Not the scripture don't say breaking strongholds, but it says pulling down strongholds. And I believe the old school page of the apostles was breaking strongholds. All right, this is the scripture speaks about pulling down of strongholds. Let me see, man, where is it? This one light blue letter don't never give you the actual. Let me see, maybe I got it. Let's see. Yep. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4, it says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds." Right. The weapons of our warfare is strictly the truth of the Bible. All right. And that's how powerful this weapon that the Lord has given us is, because it's causing these devils to pass actual laws that will stifle freedom of speech, to where you can't say anything about the small hatters, even though it's true. All right, and we're gonna go to the article to show you. Even though these things are true about them, you can't say it. All right, you can't speak about it. And this proves that they have the power. This proves that majority of the House, a lot of those people in there, have dual citizenships that are bringing this legislation to the House. A lot of those goddamn people in there are dual citizen of Israel and the U.S. and they have the Israeli interests at heart rather than the interests of the so-called founding fathers, Constitution of freedom of speech and things of that nature, man. Okay, because they're gonna pass legislation and laws to benefit them, so that they can continue to try to hide their wickedness. All right, so they can continue to try to stay on the unseen radar. Okay, which the Lord ain't with it. All right, the Lord is gonna get these demons, man. Okay, it don't matter how much legislation you pass. You can't pass no legislation to stop the prophecies of the Bible. Okay, so let me get that here. Read that again in 2 Corinthians chapter 10. Okay, yeah, let's start at verse 2, and we'll read to verse 5. All right, it says, "But I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with that confidence, wherewith I think to be bold against some, which think of us as if we walked according to the flesh." Okay? "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." All right? And being in this knowledge, you must know that we are at war. Okay? We are at war. All right? It's a spiritual war right now. Okay? Verse 4, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, which are lies that this small hat community have spewed throughout the entire planet Earth." All right, because they're the ringleaders of the house of Esau. All right, the scriptures tell you that the Lord was going to have war with Amalek, because that's their biblical name, from generation onto generation. All right, when we came out of Egypt, the scriptures say they were the first of the nations that we encountered on some war shit. All right, which they smote our elderly that were in back of us. All right, they waited for us to pass, and then they attacked the elderly of our people. Okay, and that was the first. That was the first of the nations, man. Okay, and the Lord has a deep hatred for these goddamn Amalekites. All right, that's why He said, "I will have war with Amalek from generation to generation," and that He was gonna blot him out of the earth. Okay. Verse 5, it says, casting down imaginations, okay, and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God. And that's exactly what they're doing with their legislation, okay, because they're trying to exalt itself over the knowledge of the Heavenly Father by the prophets bringing out the truth of the scriptures. That's what that's all about, man, okay, but it's going to be to their own detriment. And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach, Yahushua, all right? And that's what's going to happen, all right? So let's go back to the book of First Esdras, the 4th chapter. And I left off at 35. It says, is He not great that make these things? Therefore, it says, therefore, great is the truth and stronger than all things. Okay? And this truth is the strongest thing on the planet right now. All right? So much so it got these small hatters cooking up protests, starting wars, all right? Thinking that they in control, which really they playing right into the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. They playing right into prophecy and don't even know it. Okay? Verse 36, all the earth crieth upon the truth, and the heaven blesseth it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked. All the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works. Okay? And there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. Okay, and that includes those small hatters. Okay, even though they up right now, they above, they got the whole planet in the palm of their hand. The Lord's gonna destroy them. They're gonna perish. Verse 38. As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore. With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, okay? But she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things, and all men do well like of her works. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness. And she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the God of truth. And we're in the age to where this truth is so powerful. I was on certain, this is a little, kind of off subject, but we're going to jump right. I was scrolling the other day, and I came across this Israelite woman reading a book entitled A People's History of the United States, okay? And she was going in, and it's basically the truth, all right? A book. Well, I mean, I detected a lie because I went and bought the book. It was like $20, and I started reading it myself, and I for sure gonna do some shows on that, because I'm only a few pages in, and it's already some juiciness in there. But anyway, she was reading it, and the description of how Cristobal Colon and the rest of them Spaniards that was with him, how they did the Arawaks, all right, which was Israelites, the tribe, the Israelite tribes that was over here, all right, what they did to them, and what they did to the women, and what they did to the children. She literally started tearing up on her video. She started crying, okay, because truth is out. Okay, the things that they taught us in school, people are starting to realize it was all bullshit. They didn't teach us nothing. What they did was indoctrinate us with their lies. All right, so that's how strong this truth is coming out. All right, in this day and age. All right, and Esau, he ain't gonna be able to stop what the Lord got going on, man. All right, he's trying to, but like they said, they should have never created the internet, because the internet is what exposed them. All right, and furthermore, the prophets on the internet is what exposed them. And I was thinking, by her going into that book and reading that book, it's gonna trigger other questions. All right, she could go on YouTube and type in Christopher Columbus, anything, and a video of the truth can pop up. But the truth of the scriptures I'm talking about, because we've done many videos on Christopher Columbus and showed you in the scriptures. All right, what he did was, it was actually biblical, but they gonna pay for that. All right, he was a big part of how they took down the Israelites and put us into captivity. So this truth is spreading throughout the entire planet Earth, and this is why this man is wanting to pass all this legislation, and in particular, this legislation on anti-Semitism. All right. So let's get back into gear. Now let's go here to this article. All right. It's the title of it is "Jews Didn't Kill JESUS." All right. It says that. All right. U.S. House of Representatives. All right. And as you can see, they got the picture of the LAP. You know, they got to make it hella dramatic, which a lot of those, like in Apostle Gabar's video, he was bringing out how this is all staged, all right, strictly for this anti-Semitism bill. Okay? This is why they've been showing it on CNN and these major media platforms, right? And they not even mentioning the U.S. Marshals that have been killed, all right, in a straight up shootout in the neighborhood, in a U.S. neighborhood, all right, a real shootout, like some Civil War type shit. They ain't said nothing about it. They just released a CNN article, and the local news in Charlotte did a so-called small press conference on it. They ain't really went into detail. Okay. So back to the article, it says, lawmakers have broadened the definition of anti-Semitism in the latest legislation. It says the U.S. House of Representatives have passed a bill which its authors claim is aimed at combating anti-Semitism. Okay. Well, if that's the case, they got to go to jail. All right, because we Shemites. All right, ain't no such thing as a Semite. All right, that's the way they pronounce it. But when you go into the Bible, the word is actually Shem, one of Noah's sons. All right, you had Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right, which were the sons of Noah that populated the entire planet Earth. All right, after the flood. All right, and there's many nations that come out of Shem, but we're that chosen nation, the nation of Israel. Now Esau, he does come out of Shem, all right, but he comes out of Esau, all right. Now it says, going back, it says, the U.S. House of Representatives have passed a bill which its authors claim is aimed at combating anti-Semitism in American universities. And it ain't just for the university, it's going to be all over the place, okay? If signed into law, it would mean suggesting that the JC was killed by Jews could be classed as anti-Semitism. And this is this lady's sentiment, all right? It says the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act contains a list of contemporary examples which have been shared online by social media users, including Republican Representatives Marjorie Taylor Greene. Among the cases of hatred toward Jews mentioned in the document is using the symbols and images associated with classic anti-Semitism. Example, claims of Jews killing Jesus or blood label to characterize Israel or Israelis. Okay? Approved by 320 votes to 91 on Wednesday, with 21 Republicans and 70 Democrats opposing the bill. Slack it. These damn bugs at this park on some craziness. So like it says, approved by 320 votes to 91 on Wednesday, with 21 Republicans and 70 Democrats opposing the bill, will require the U.S. Department of Education to adopt a broad definition of anti-Semitism used by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, which describes the phenomenon as certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred toward Jews. It says Taylor Greene was among the lawmakers who voted against the bill. Anti-Semitism is wrong, she wrote on X, formerly Twitter, on Wednesday, but added that she would not support legislation that could convict Christians of anti-Semitism for believing the gospel that says Jesus, that's what it says here, was handed over to Herod to be crucified by the Jews. Other anti-Semitic acts mentioned in the bill include accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel, which is true. All right, they're they're doing the bidding of the elite bankers, which the elite bankers, all of them are Amalekites, small havers. So you can understand, every last one of them are, man. Okay, the Lord put them in that steed, as it is written in the book of Revelation. They are the synagogue of Satan. Okay, they're the chief house of Satan. Okay, it says since mid-April, students have set up protest camps at more than 40 colleges across the U.S., demanding a stop to the violence in Gaza and end to Washington's support of Israel. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry. It says demanding a stop to the violence in Gaza and an end to Washington's support of Israel. The demonstrations were initially peaceful, but clashes have erupted at Columbia University in New York, UCLA, and other colleges as police moved in to disperse the gatherings. Hundreds have been arrested amid the unrest. Now this is, as they say, it's over more than 40 colleges that this is taking place. All right, but they only showing which they could be showing more, but I've only seen Columbia and UCLA, and I think Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, University out of Chicago. I believe Elder Malcolm has spoke on the one in Chicago as well. It says Israel is facing increasing international criticism over the rising death toll among Palestinians following its latest invasion of Gaza. According to the Enclave's health ministry, more than 34,000 people have been killed in the ongoing airstrikes and ground offensive. The campaign was launched in response to the October 7th cross-border attack on Israel by Hamas, in which at least 1,200 people were killed and 250 taken hostage. All right, now 1,200 compared to 34,000 is a major difference, big ass difference. All right, and the one that happened, the so-called one that they allowed those Hamas Arabs cross the border. All right, it was all type of conspiracy about that, how the government allowed them to come in there and do that. All right, so that they can do what we see is being done now, pass this wicked legislation, unrighteous decrees, as the Bible states. Okay, now let's go to a couple more scriptures. And we're gonna go to that one in Isaiah the 10th chapter. Okay. Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed." All right. And this type of legislation has been ready to go on the books. They just needed the actions of the people in order to justify what they're doing. All right. Which is pressure from above, pressure from below. All right. Squeeze, 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 and then pop. Out comes new laws and legislation to further strip away your constitutional right, so-called constitutional right of freedom of speech, freedom to gather, and things of that nature. All right, all behind these small hatters, upset about them being exposed. Okay, them being exposed as being frauds. Okay, and the world is, straight up tired of these devils. All right, the whole world is sick of the so-called white man. All right, this is why you have the uproars of people all around the planet, and their uproar is against the pale face. All right, every country. All right, they're in every country trying to get these nations to go along with their new world order. Okay, and this is why it is written, "They shall cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead." All right, the next major thing that takes place is definitely going to bring that into fruition. Okay, some way, somehow, it's already waiting. Okay, and these protests, once if they do indeed pass this bill and the president signs it, and then they start to clash down with crazy violence on these protests, you never know what can happen out of those situations. All right, they already have agent provocateurs amongst them. Okay, it says verse 2, "To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless." And that's exactly what they're doing. They want to hush the exposing of who they truly are. That's why this bill is being passed. All right, they saying it's because of the war and protests and college campus. That's all, again, controlled pressure from above and pressure from below. All right, that's what that is, man. But truly, indeed, the true meaning or the true reasoning behind them passing this bill, all right, is because the prophets have exposed them. All right, and they're no longer hidden. Their agenda is no longer hidden. And like I said, for the world, for that matter, has these devils exposed. Okay, the world, for that matter. You had Kanye West, all right, went on his rhetoric and was bringing out how they control everything. All right, they control everything, every facet of entertainment, every facet of music, every facet of Hollywood. They are in control of what goes on. All right, so that's not a false conspiracy or conspiracy theory. It's conspiracy fact. All you gotta do is look it up. A lot of these high position officers in the U.S. Congress, the U.S. Senate, Homeland Security, and things of that nature, all the top people in these different alphabet agencies are small hatters. So that's not a conspiracy theory. It's in fact conspiracy fact. And they are upset that they are being exposed. Okay? And it's coming to the point to where people are going to say to hell with it, and you're going to be chased. Okay? Okay? Let's go to the book of Job, the 18th chapter, in the 17th verse and the 18th verse. It says, his remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. All right? And that's these Edomites, Esau, Edom, and all the different tribes of Edom, in particular Amalek. Okay? He shall be driven from light into darkness, because right now he has the light. All right? But his light is being dimmed. This is why he's doing what he's doing. Okay? And chased out of the world. And that's what's coming next. He shall be chased out of the world. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of Isaiah 13. Okay? Isaiah 13, he gonna be like a sheep that no man taketh up. Okay? Let me find that real quick. Yeah, here we go. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. It says, and it shall be as the chased roe. All right? And that's Esau, Edom. Pretty soon, people are going to be dragging this goddamn devil. All right? Because of shit like this. All right? Because of the truth is going to expose it. Okay? You can't bury the truth. Okay? Here it is, people have found out the truth, and you steadily lying in people's face. All right? And people gonna buck up against what this man is doing. All right? Because that's how powerful the truth is, man. Here it is, the truth right here in this devil's face. Everybody can see it, but because he has the light, he has the power. He gonna say, no, that's not it. We gonna pass a law to where you can't speak about the truth. Man, the people are gonna still flare up in uproar and pretty soon begin to drag this goddamn devil, man. Okay? So again, and it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. And they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. All right? Because it's gonna get that real. All right, we just at the beginning of this thing, man. And like I said before, every week, beginning of the week, something crazy is going down. All right, that's bringing forth more and more prophecy to be fulfilled, man. Okay. It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined onto them shall fall by the sword. Joined onto who? The wicked that the Bible speaks of. Okay? This is the prophecy of these devils. So like I said earlier, it don't matter that they passing all this legislation. Yeah, we're gonna have to use wisdom when we out there, you know, when we doing our shows and things of that nature, because you know they're gonna come down on YouTube and things of that. Okay, we're gonna have to use wisdom, which the Lord is with us with that. All right. Okay. But they cannot stop the truth of this Bible. They cannot stop the prophecy. It don't matter what they trying to do, man. Okay? They can't stop it. All right? It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined onto them shall fall by the sword. You got our women married to these goddamn big nose small hatters, these Gargamels. All right? You got Floyd Mayweather. He took his goofy ass over there and he was bowing to the Wailing Wall. Okay, so if you joined onto these people, you're gonna be thrust through, because the Lord is mingling the spirit that the whole creation is gonna be against this goddamn devil, especially you Israelites. All right, going back to the book of Job, every hand of the wicked or the wretched one, the laborer, is gonna be upon these goddamn these devils, man. Okay. It says Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. And that's talking about you Edomites, man. Okay? Beginning with you heads of the Edomites. You Amalekites, all right? That's out here doing the bidding of the elite bankers, doing the bidding of the devil, so that you can try to keep your secrets a secret, which is too late. Your secrets have been exposed, and this is why you're trying to come up with laws and legislation to stop the truth. You won't stop the truth. This is why I read 1 Ezra, the 4th chapter, all right, 33rd verse to the 38th verse, all right? You will never stop the truth. Only thing you will do is continue to be for the truth by showing your hand, by passing these wicked and unjust laws. Matter of fact, we'll end it with that. You can do nothing against the truth but for the truth, all right? And even in your legislation being passed, you got a member of the Republican House, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's countering it. She say, well, if that's the case, then Israelis, the Jewish people, are guilty of anti-Semitism because they gave Jesus, they gave him over to Herod to be killed. Okay? So everything you do, you being met with opposition. All right? As we read in that article, all right? Now let's read this. Let me find it real quick. And then we'll close it. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter. I'm gonna go straight to the point. It says, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth, all right? So as much as they trying to go against the truth, this is actually propelling the truth and keeping the truth right up top. Because if everything the prophets have been saying is false, everything that these truthers out here are saying are false, the average Joe that have created their own podcasts and broadcast news stations, all right, Rumble and things of that nature, of exposing the 1948ers for who they are. If it's all bullshit, then why are they tripping on it? Why are they trying to pass legislation? Why are they starting these protests at these universities? All right, when majority of the protesters don't even go to these universities. Okay, so you devils, your time is very limited. Okay, every move you make, the Heavenly Father has accounted for you. You're playing right into a checkmate, and you don't even know it. So call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Lord will, this was edifying to the hopeful elect, and we on to the next video. Shalom.